Hey man, how the hell you doing? I've been just fine, living life with the news, and in my mind, all I hear is music. Watching your mouth move, damn you look stupid. I feel like everyone's a stranger. Small talk with your narcissistic neighbor. She's real hot, but they said to never date her. I agree, but you did and I hate her. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure, hot, no, see you later. Sometimes I just wanna be a hater. Gotta wash down the top 40s with a chaser. Your voice starts feeling like a waiter, scraping my mind against a cheese grater. Before you go, sir, you have to sign a waiver. That's alright, I'm aware of the danger. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
All right.
There we go.
Clayton, how you doing, buddy?
Good. How about yourself, Jamie?
Doing good. How you doing, Sean?
Hey, good, Jamie. Clayton, thanks
All
for having me
right.
on.
Yeah, appreciate you coming on tonight. So,
So
we got
before we
special-
start, though,
Yep.
Jamie,
Oh yeah, so my bad.
I
Clayton.
cannot butcher this though tonight, right?
Right, you better
I
not.
can't believe that. So we usually start the show out every single show with the Second Amendment, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state. The right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Boom! I got it that time.
Ooh, nailed it. Nailed it, baby. Love it. All right.
Why don't
So
you
we
give our
got,
introductions?
Yeah, so we got special guest tonight, Sean Cleary. He's a Republican candidate for Senate in District 35, running against Democrat Tracy Potter, and we're gonna get some of Sean's insight on the Second Amendment, what he thinks. He's the A rated by the NRA on the questionnaire, and he's actually endorsed by the NRA in this election cycle. So, Sean's your man. Tracy's got a D. I don't know how you get a D, but you might as well have not taken it, but he did. So I'll give him credit for that.
At least he filled it out.
Yeah,
Hurricane
yeah.
Katrina didn't even do that.
Yeah, no, Hurricane did not. Neither did I don't think Mount did. The other Democrats did. Mount didn't, and neither did Morrison. So, with that, I will say, if you get a D or you don't fill it out, I'm just going to go ahead and say you're aligned with the national party's gun control issues,
Right.
which we can get into a little bit. But all right, Sean, I'm gonna override here. Why don't you introduce yourself and give us a little background on your growing up here in North Dakota?
Hey, yeah, thanks again, Jamie. I grew up in Bismarck here. Went to University of Mary and moved away for a little bit. Moved out to DC for a couple of years. Can't say I miss it too much out there, but moved home up to Grand Forks. Went to school for a little bit. Moved back to Bismarck. Worked for Governor Burgum for a little bit. Now I'm working for the Medora Foundation. So happy to talk about that a little bit later too. Some of the stuff we got going on. Met my wife Amy 4 years ago. Got married 2 years ago, and we have a little 9-month-old at home. Running for the state senate in District 35. Jamie's actually a constituent voter, so got to be on my best behavior.
I'm on a subcommittee. Yeah, okay.
But yeah, we're the center slice of Bismarck. So the only blue district in the Senate in Western North Dakota. So hoping to make that red this fall. So yeah, thanks again for having me on, guys. Happy to talk about the race or whatever else you want to chat about.
So I'll start out with the first question here. How'd you get involved with firearms in the Second Amendment? Did you grow up hunting, shooting, anything like that? What did you get into it later in life? What's your background on guns?
Yeah, I'm actually kind of weird, I think, by North Dakota standards. My family, we really didn't grow up hunting. We were outdoors family, hiking, biking, camping, that sort of thing, but didn't actually even shoot a gun until I was at Boy Scout camp, Camp Wilderness, 22 bolt action rifle. And then when I went back to school up at UND, I had a friend who, over in Minnesota, and I think it's getting more popular at the high school level here in North Dakota too, but he was big trap shooting in Minnesota, and he came up and a friend of mine, we shot a lot of trap up at UND. So that's kind of when I got back into it. And he's since moved up to Anchorage, Alaska, I think mostly to fish, but he's doing a little work up there too.
Okay.
But
he went to the right place for that.
Yeah. So, came into it a little bit late, but do enjoy getting out to shoot when I have the time. Between the campaign and the 9-month-old don't make it out a lot, but that's kind of my background. It's like you said, proud to have gotten endorsed by the NRA this fall.
Awesome.
And I guess technically don't have a voting record yet, but fill out their survey about where I'm at on some of the issues. So glad to see that recognized too.
So I have a question. You got the actual endorsement of NRA in District 35 for Senate?
Yeah, that's they sent out a mailer to the members in the district here a week or so ago, and the
only reason I asked that is you must not have had an incumbent you were running against.
Well, Tracy is technically an incumbent. He got appointed to the seat, but as Jamie was saying earlier, pretty bad. Pretty bad rating from the NRA. Sorry, laughing at Eric's question.
Well, see, you know why he asked that. Yeah, I tell you why he asked that. He's like, that's a friend of mine, and yes, ours did. I think before they were even born. So that's just the world we live in down here. But no, the reason I asked that is as a former employee, I retired from NRA in 2016, and I know exactly how their endorsement goes. Generally goes to an incumbent, but being he didn't get the endorsement, my guess is that's probably why they did. I'm glad they did it. Would you say you got A+ rating, right?
Yep.
It's an A. It's an
A, and he's got a D. So that's a pretty easy decision. They generally don't break rank with incumbent endorsements, but with a grade that bad,
well, I think if you got a D, maybe he probably approves of going once a month to the local sheriff and unlocking your 22 and taking it to the range and then taking it back within 2 hours. It's probably what Tracy approves of. So I don't know, but so what do you do for shooting then or hunting? Sean, do you shoot rifle or shotgun or pistol or both or not, or what's your preference there?
Well, when I do get out hunting, it's usually pheasant hunting, but I have not got out at all this year, and I don't think it's going to happen between now and the election either. That's usually when I'm out talking to voters, but do enjoy trap shooting. I did get to go out and shoot a little trap couple weekends ago and didn't embarrass myself too bad. So I was happy how that went. Like I was saying, first time I ever shot at scout camp, I kept missing everything by, a ton. And then I realized for whatever reason, I shoot lefty. I'm a right-handed guy, but do it opposite. I don't know if maybe it's just one eye's more dominant or what, but once we got that switched, figured it out pretty quick. So,
one of my friends actually is like that. He's one of my best friends. Actually, he does that. He's left-handed and he shoots with his right eye, but he's pretty deadly with him. Biden first of all. Is that strong? Stronger, better America.
You know who that was. You know who that
was. Yeah. So you're mostly shotgun. Well, I guess after you stomp Tracy here in the election, you're more than welcome to come out to our place and hunt some birds. We got a good population of them this year too. So.
Yeah. Well, and I think we need to do, Jamie. We need to, if the weather holds out this year, great. Otherwise, let's do it next year. Let's get him up there on Axe's range and take
Yeah.
them out and introduce
Yeah.
them to some things.
Yeah.
I might have some toys you'd like to shoot that you probably
Yeah.
never shot.
Oh yeah. Well, we can get you out to Axel's there and crank up the flamethrower too after we run
Oh
some air.
yeah. They're
I know
nothing like
'cause
the one in our sizzle reel. Those were
the-
real World War II ones we fired off.
'cause I know Sean and I
Axel's
had
is
a
pretty cool.
conversation there, and he hasn't shot much rifle, right, Sean? You said you're pretty
No.
interested in doing so. And
I don't even, maybe I'll get kicked off the podcast. I don't even own a rifle. My wife does. She
there,
used to-
we'll introduce you to this. This is the 50 BMG.
yeah, there you go. Your wife does, and you don't really? That's all right,
yeah. She
though.
used to live out in Montana, so she used to go out deer hunting every year.
Awesome.
She hasn't made it out in a while either, but
Well, she needs
always
to run for something then.
We bring her along.
She,
and-
she reminds me that she's killed more deer than I have, so
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
even that score at some point. But
Well, come out to Dougie's, and we'll get you running some guns there that she hasn't shot. Probably you'll have a good time doing that for sure.
Yeah, there you go.
So, is there any like, if let's say you get elected, after you get elected, is there any ideas you want, like pro Second Amendment legislation, that you'd like introduced? Have you put much thought into that, or?
I see a lot of the issues with Second Amendment stuff, issues that come from DC, with the Democratic administration, making sure we're staying on top of different things that are coming out from there. And, we're lucky here. I think obviously pretty Republican legislature, but a lot of folks who do have a pretty good understanding of, the Second Amendment's being pretty clear on, the right to bear arms and own firearms. And so, 2021 session, I'm sure you guys followed along pretty close. I think we had a pretty good session here for the
we
Second
did.
Amendment. The stand your ground stuff, constitutional carry. I think, probably 5 or 6 other bills.
I
Second
was
Amendment
applauded.
sanctuary. We made the
Yep.
state a Second Amendment sanctuary.
Yeah.
I testified, I think, on all of them.
One of them I did, but yeah, that was. So yeah, we were talking. Clay and I were talking. There's these banks are trying to make it so they don't loan money to any gun companies or things, businesses that manufacture anything to do with guns. I know some states have put in laws blocking banks from discriminating against firearm companies. So I don't know. I always thought if you got in there, that'd be a good one. I don't know how much a freshman senator can write up stuff, but I don't care, man.
Yeah. Can't promise the world, being a freshman, but that is interesting. You bring up the financing because we're seeing that happening with coal and oil and gas too, where we have these banks, that are just really wielding their politics and taking away companies' ability to finance stuff that, whether it's 2A or traditional, fossil fuels. It's really limiting a lot of the stuff we have going for us here in North Dakota.
Yeah, they're kind of trying to do the same thing to fossil fuels and firearms at the same time. It's just a different thing they're attacking. And, in my opinion, it's basically attack on North Dakota, the way they pull that kind of stuff across the
Big
whole
time.
state.
Well, you got to remember the Democrat Party's whole narrative is not to have us have any kind of control whatsoever of our lives. And how do you do that? You control your food, you control your fuel, you control everything. And they seem like they're working towards that. Hey, I got one quick question for you, Sean.
Yeah.
So this is actually North Dakota related because I know this is going to come up in the legislative session, and I've been talking with the representative. He'll be Senator Magrum by the time the next session rolls around. But we're talking about bringing up a piece of legislation, and I think I'm going to probably be helping write this bill, where we're going to eliminate the ban on the 50 BMG for hunting purposes. I have absolutely no doubt that North Dakota Game and Fish will come out against this. The reservation already allows it. So it already happens in North Dakota, but like on Standing Rock, I know it's legal. I can't speak for the other ones. And I can't see the point in limiting that particular bullet and that cartridge. It's not based on fact, that's for sure. Especially for people that are fluent in shooting that kind of rifle, like myself. And I would love to be able to shoot one out past 1,000 yards. I have a field we're going to include in it is going to be limited to private land because I'm pretty sure on the public land we'll never get that through. They're going to cite safety. But I got no issue with that. Over 98% of his land is private land in the state of North Dakota anyway. So what's your thoughts on that? And if we do bring that in and you're elected, I'm guessing that would be something we could visit with you about as co-sponsoring.
Yeah, well, happy to chat with about it. I can't say it's an issue that, it's one that I've been tracking really closely. I guess just generally philosophically, if folks are doing things on their own land, and they're things that, are like what you described, usually I'd be pretty sympathetic to supporting something like that. I don't know all the ins and outs on why Game and Fish doesn't allow that currently, but yeah, generally,
my guess is it has to do their sighting safety.
Yeah.
And of course, they don't even have, they don't even allow the 50 BMG on some of their ranges, which is ludicrous. They say they're not built for them. I call BS because I know how some of them ranges were built. The range can take it, but you got to remember, Game and Fish, they try to play politics on this, and they don't even want you to use things like full autos, even though they're a completely legal firearm to own, especially if you have a Class 3 weapons permit, and they're no more dangerous or less dangerous than any other firearm. So my guess is that's why, and that'll be the battle. I've battled these guys a lot, so kind of know where they're coming from.
Gotcha. Yeah, no, that makes sense. Yeah, I hate to commit to something without getting a chance to sit down and dig through it a little deeper, but well, you guys know how to get a hold of me once I'm in there, so happy to chat about it.
When we get the bill wrote, I'll definitely sit down with you and kind of show you what it's about.
Saw Jeff last week, and we're a little different, him and I, but we get along well, and happy to chat with him about any ideas he's looking forward to. So
Jeff's a good friend of mine, and I'm sure it's no surprise. Him and I align very well on issues.
So why don't we
constitutionalists? So
yeah,
why don't we take an extreme profits time out here and we'll come back. And I got another question for
you
Sean
got another
right
question then? Okay, all right. Well, like Russ said, an absurd profit break.
I always say extreme. Guys. I'm wrong, but I'm an MBE. So
all right, here we go.
Okay. Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street. That's right here in Bismarck. Doug and the boys, that's a pro Second Amendment shop. Anybody out watching this show is pro Second Amendment. You don't want to give your money to somebody who's not pro Second Amendment. They might be nice people. They might run a good shop. Doug and his boys run a great shop. They treat you right, fair pricing. They get your job done quick, and it's going to a pro Second Amendment shop. Deer season coming up. Get that hunting rig in there. Get that baby tuned up. Doug will get that thing humming like a kitten for you, and you can go through, and all you got to have to worry about is filling that tag and getting that big buck.
All right, right on. We had a little problem there, but we want to thank Doug, and we want to thank his support of the show.
Yeah, and also if you guys do go in there and get something worked on, make sure you tell Doug or Keith or Kevin. I think if I'm getting his name wrong, I apologize. Make sure you tell them you heard about them, and you're happy that they're sponsoring a show like Guns in the 701. That's defending our rights here. So. Okay, Sean, I'm gonna ask you one more question, and I know you work at the Medora Foundation. You got some good news you're gonna tell us about there. What's going on there? But what's your stance on teachers who want to get trained and armed, or school staff as well? Like if there's a school shooter. I mean, what are your thoughts on? I'm not saying force the teachers to own guns. My wife's a teacher, and I know a lot of teachers, and in my opinion, talking to them, it's about 50-50. I mean, I'm not saying force anybody. Does somebody want to go through the specific training and carry a gun or have a gun locker in their room and they have the key? I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I would just want to make sure whoever has a firearm, if it's especially in a place like a school, has gone through the proper training. Like you said, not forcing anybody who doesn't want to do it or feels uncomfortable, and then we just run into more issues than we would have before. But, as we've seen, there's tragedies that happen at schools, and I think there's ways that we can better defend kids. I hate to commit to something without knowing the specifics. You guys have both spent enough time around legislation to know it's not always black and white, but generally supportive of things that would allow schools to protect their students.
Yeah. I mean, what I always say is we have decades of schools being unarmed and nobody in there. That's proven to be a failure. That's my opinion. I think if they want to, like you said, take the training. I don't want anybody forced to do it, but if they want to, that's in my mind, that's great. But I guarantee you one thing: Tracy Potter is 100% against that.
So is
I bet
Kirsten
you.
Baszler.
Is she? Yeah, oh, yeah,
Oh yeah,
she is.
she says
Okay.
she's not, but I guarantee you, just from the conversations I've had
Yeah,
around her,
yeah. Well,
she
she
doesn't
was
support
actually.
it.
Yeah, they didn't support it. So,
And that's the
all right.
issue with
So,
North Dakota too, is everything has to go through DPI. So school board can go ahead and say, yep, let's give that a whirl and try it, but still has to go through the DPI
yeah,
and get
yes,
approved. And from what I hear, that's an awful slow process, and there ain't that many that have
Mhm.
asked for it. So
Mm-hmm.
that kind of tells you everything right there.
Yeah.
And she
So,
supported red flag laws. Travis
yeah.
just said that, yeah.
Yeah,
And she did. She was big time. Her and Wardner and that whole crew up there. Remember their big press conference?
yeah, I
And
do.
that was
Yeah,
a
I mean, like I
oh,
said, I shouldn't have been a Republican. I voted against it, but unfortunately, there wasn't. Some of them are gone. So,
yeah.
all right. So, Sean, you work at the Medora Foundation, and you and I were having a discussion. You were talking about a gun range being built out there. Why don't you fill listeners in on that?
Yeah, pretty excited about it. Don't have a ton of specific details. We're a little bit away out from the project, but yeah, really a desire to give folks an opportunity to do a little more shooting out in Medora. We do it kind of
Awesome.
informally now. Obviously, folks come to visit. We're out there in the Badlands, great spot for it.
Yeah.
So trying to have a little bit better, options for them. We're thinking something along the lines of like a 5-stand shooting range, but and then some spots for rifle and pistol, but
Sweet.
still working on exactly the spot because we're growing, and making sure we're have everything lay out the way we want it, so we're not limited any future growth. But we really think it'd be really popular,
Oh, yeah.
virtually overnight. Folks get out there, get a chance to shoot trap in the Badlands. It's honestly kind of surprising to me that we don't have something like it already. And I know when we do stuff informally, it's real hit with folks. Some of whom have never even shot before. So good introduction for people who might be
Yeah.
first time in North Dakota, first time in Medora. Yeah, sporting clays, Brian. I see that too. That's another great option. That would be a little probably more dependent on what space we end up to get working on, but we're excited about it and working through the details right now. So hoping to bring that to our guests sometime.
So the
next
land that you're looking at, is it going to be on public land, or is it going to be some private land you're purchasing, or is
No,
it going to be a cooperation, say, with some of the parks around there?
it would be on foundation owned land. We have
Okay.
some spots around the golf course there, that a few different options, but it's where we got housing that we're building. We got the golf course right there, some event space that's in the works. So trying to balance that all together. But yeah, whatever option we go with, it'll be on our foundation land there.
Well, and the reason I asked that is if, well, I just posted this here. That's the NRA Public Range Grant Funding. And what that is that's a cooperative that they work with cities, states, and any entity really, state land, things like that, in conjunction. If you can even be on private and public land, and then you qualify for a grant. Some of those grants used to be up to $100,000, and that's why I'm kind of putting that out there. Along with
That
you
will
have
help.
NRA Foundation, which is the Friends of NRA programs that me and Jamie were involved with for years. There's funding there, and then I don't know if you guys have checked out the Pittman Robinson money.
Yeah, we've been chatting about Pittman Robinson and some of these NRA grants. Yeah, like you said, very very generous. And then other folks, sporting goods stores, gun stores that maybe interested in sponsoring a portion of it. And frankly donors to the foundation. We have a lot of donors who are passionate about shooting, so we're feeling pretty good about the ability to put together something to build something pretty special for our guests. So
I think it's a great idea. That's awesome.
Yeah, that's really awesome, actually.
And I see Travis saying, rather shoot than play golf. And, I'm the same way, probably because I can't golf to save my life. But we have people say the same thing all the time. So,
Yeah.
Looking at the Badlands area there, and I just see that Doug said something about it too. You could definitely have a long range shooting space there for up to 50 cal easy, or anything really.
What would be awesome? They got them big bluffs out there. I mean, you could
I
sit on
know.
one and have some competitions out there. Because
Well-
I know they do that in Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah. And I mean, that'd be sweet.
And
out
Sean,
there
if
for
you
them.
want some information, you've got. Well, I'll get you my number. Jamie's got it too. We need to talk because I've still got a lot of contacts in that world, and even though I've been retired for a few years, I've been involved in a lot of range development stuff. So I might be able to help
Yeah,
you out because
awesome.
I would love to see a range there. I go to Medora. I try to go there once a year. It don't always happen, but that'd be just another activity that my wife can say, "Oh, great, you're bringing all the guns again."
Yeah.
Pull the camper up and have some fun. So
Well, I mean, even for tourists who would come here, say from somewhere, don't shoot much from some not a very gun friendly state or something, they wanted to learn something. I mean, that'd be a job opportunity for range officers or something, instructors
absolutely.
out there, and I think that'd be awesome because you go to Medora to golf or shoot. I mean,
Yeah. I think it'd
I
be,
know what. Let's shoot golf balls.
it's fun actually. I've done it.
I think it'd be great to, for folks like us who, people who enjoy shooting regularly. You're out there with your family, you get a chance to shoot in the Badlands, but then also, folks who've never done it before, never been in Medora before, and sporting clays, 5-stand, trap shooting, it hooks people. I think once they get the chance to actually try it. So
Tell you what, 5-stand is a blast, guys, and there's not a lot of that out here, honestly. When I was down south doing a lot of stuff with NRA, and we'd go to some of these meetings, that is very popular out there, along with sporting clays. Sporting clays has to be by far my favorite, and you got to have the land to do it.
Yeah, that's fun.
That's
enjoy
why
that.
the Badlands around what you're talking about, there'd be a great opportunity to have
And
a
the
nice sporting
backdrop
clay.
there's
Absolutely.
unbelievable.
I've actually never done a 5-stand course, but when we were doing a little research, it looked like it'd be a heck of a time. So that's one idea that rose to the top pretty quick.
It's 5-stand's a lot of fun, guys. And everyone knows me as rifle and handgun, but I'm telling you, I love doing all that shotgun.
I'm mostly that too, but shotties are fun. I mean, I usually blow pumpkins up or watermelons with them. But so we got a question here. It says, "Have anything to get the youth involved in shooting safely?"
Is that a question? I wonder if that's to us or to Sean.
You got any ideas on that, Sean? Maybe legislatively or out of Medora there at the gun range or anything?
Oh, maybe legislatively, I'm all for gun safety. I think in North Dakota, we have a pretty good example of, responsible gun ownership and, respecting the Second Amendment, respect firearms. So, if there's things we need to get done, so kids learn how to do it right, I'm all for that.
So let me yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. I was just going to say, so, in gym class, I remember when it was in Bismarck High School way back in the 80s. I graduated in 89, but we had to take like golf and tennis and all that in gym class. I guess in my opinion, I don't see why we couldn't have a hunter safety or a gun safety course they could take in PE.
Yeah, going back to when I was growing up and not being from a family that was into firearms, my dad still had us go to hunter safety, knowing that at some point in our lives, we're going to learn to shoot, we're going to have friends, we're going to go out hunting or go to the range. And so, he had us do it. Frankly, I enjoyed doing it. Stuff like that, I think just goes a long ways. Get kids, comfortable early, and that way it's safe when if or when they do get into shooting.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think it's one of your rights. I mean, I think whether you're ever going to be a gun person or a hunter or anything, you should still know your rights and know how to use firearms, in my opinion, and be safe around them. Because I mean, I grew up, both of my family, my grandparents were. On one side, they were big Democrats, but they owned all kinds of guns. They were old, John Kennedy Democrats, and my grandma was too, and she had guns around. I mean, they were never in safes, but I knew better than before I was taught safely how to use them, that if I laid my hand on them, I was going to get one on the rear end, so I stayed away from them,
Well,
I think that we really missed out and missed the boat again when we took a lot of that gun safety stuff and classes that were being taught in schools. Growing up, we had a junior rifle club. And it was a school, it was a school sport, although they didn't, really give much to it. But, there's a few of us that got together and made sure it happened. And I can tell you right now, the gun safety, if it was taught in schools again, you wouldn't see half the problems you're seeing right now.
Well, I agree with that. So
this trap shooting, high school trap shooting, which I helped get started here in North Dakota through NRA, and we got it going in South Dakota, and it just kind of has taken off. I am so happy to see that. I mean, that's actually a school-sanctioned sport now, and it's growing by leaps and bounds. So, yeah, that's another good positive thing too.
So Sean said he had to take off here at 7:30. We're just about getting to that. Sean is, Clay put your website up there. So when this goes on podcast, you want to say what your website is and where we can find you at?
Yeah. Thanks again for having me, guys. This half hour flew by. Website's clearyfornd.com. You can learn a little bit more about, my family, my platform on there. And if you live in district, we're on Facebook. I don't really do the Twitter thing or Instagram, but we have a Facebook page, post updates there, and make sure to vote. I know not everyone has a chance to vote in District 35, but if you don't vote, you make other people are making the decisions for you. So
unless you're voting for Potter, then go vote on Wednesday.
November 9th, everybody. Potter, vote for 9th. You got to vote for Potter on the 9th.
Yeah.
And Jamie, make sure you connect Clay and I. It'd be great to chat a little bit more about some of that MMA activity we got going on.
You bet.
Absolutely, Sean. I'd love to visit more. And I'm going to try to get up there here in the next week in the Bismarck. So maybe we can all three get together and have lunch or something and talk about this. So,
well,
all right, guys.
All right. Hey, take care, guys. Hope the rest of the show goes well.
Thank you. We'll have you on after you win.
All right. Take care.
Absolutely.
See you, buddy. Appreciate it.
Bye. All right. Well, that was great.
Yeah. All right. So I mean that guy, he's gonna be one to do it on our team for sure. He's gonna be on our side.
Yep.
His opponent. If I can't even get this pic, see the
That's
camera.
tough to get
Look
that,
at this guy. He looks like Obama with his pot smoking hat on there.
Potsy.
yeah, Potsy. I'll give you just a little bit on Potsy here. Potsy's ran for damn near every position in North Dakota.
Yep.
And he always claims to be an independent. That's a big thing Democrats do here, but he's not. He's a leftist. He got a D from the NRA. He's an anti-gunner. He'd be right next to Joe Biden as long as you have your double barrel. Other than that, every other ban, restriction, loophole to jump through to exercise your rights, which I get a kick out of because I got a bunch of stuff from his flyers here where he's got his North Dakota Constitution, Article 3, power reserved to the people. Well, power reserved to the people. And Article 1, Section 1 of our Constitution is probably better than our federal Second Amendment, but he doesn't have any power taking that away from the people. Any problem with that? So he's a phony. If you want a phony representing District 35, vote for Mr. Independent, which he claims to be himself. He's always, every time he's been run, he's endorsed by Democrats. He takes the Democrat nomination. He's not an independent. He's a freaking leftist. So that's all you need to know about the Potsy. And he's thin-skinned as hell because I questioned him once. And he went on a cuss word tirade on Facebook on me. So, which I mean,
we should put that up. Maybe next show.
Let's do that next week, should we?
Unless maybe quick send it to me. We'll see it after the break here. We're going to take a quick break, and maybe I'll be able to work some magic.
We got an obscene profits timeout again.
I'll tell you what, guys. Putting them kind of what they do. This is the real them. You guys need to see these things when they do it. Now, I don't care about the cussing so much out of a candidate. I mean, you should keep it clean, but things happen. But it's the manner and what they do when you call them out. And the only thing they know how to do is yell, scream, and cuss at you. Well, yeah, that's the perfect guy we want in there. So
so I sent it to Clay, and when he does bring this up, I'll give you a little background on what happened here on this thing. This is when Steve Bakken announced he was running for mayor, and Tracy had been the senator for District 35, and he was running for something else, acting like commercials, calling himself Mr. Independent. It was like that. So he gets on Steve's post when Steve said he was running for mayor, and I asked him if he was going to run as somebody who's not like you do, Tracy. And when Clay gets it up, you'll see what his response was. I mean, he's a thin-skinned punk. He would never say that stuff to somebody's face, I'll promise you. But he lost his shit, and he's an angry Democrat, I'll guarantee. He acts like a Mr. Nice Guy, but he's not. He's an angry little man, is what he is, who's craving power, and that's why he runs for everything, and he doesn't win.
And that's what these guys do.
Yeah. He got appointed to the Senate by the Democrats here when Aaron Oban, another big far leftist, resigned. And I don't know why the Democrats would appoint an independent. Do you, Clay? Oh, I do know, because he's a Democrat, not an independent.
The same reason that they endorse people like Kara Mund.
Yeah, another big leftist. Acts like she's middle of the road now.
Yeah, now she acts like she's
middle
of the
road. Kevin. Kevin's right.
Kevin's
so he fits right in with Democrats. Yeah, we got you.
So I tell you what, guys, I'm not going to get this on in the time it takes to take a break. I'm going to run our sponsor. I'm going to thank our sponsor again here, Doug. You're doing great.
Bonus
We
night,
love you.
baby.
What's that?
Bonus night. When we can get them in
Bonus
3
night.
times tonight.
There we go.
Love
So
you,
we're
Dougie.
gonna run it again. We'll see if this works a little better this time.
All right, I thought it worked pretty good last time. Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street. That's right here in Bismarck. Doug and the boys, that's a pro Second Amendment shop. Anybody out watching this show is pro Second Amendment. You don't want to give your money to somebody who's not pro Second Amendment. They might be nice people. They might run a good shop. Doug and his boys run a great shop. They treat you right, fair pricing. They get your job done quick, and you know it's going to a pro Second Amendment shop. Deer season coming up. Get that hunting rig in there. Get that baby tuned up. Doug will get that thing humming like a kitten for you, and you can go through, and all you got to worry about is filling that tag and getting that big buck.
All right. Perfect.
Right
Right.
on. Loved it. Love it. Like I said before, you get into Lauer Auto, you get something worked on because you want to go support a Second Amendment shop, make sure you tell me. Heard it on Guns on the 701. And you appreciate
Absolutely.
sponsoring shows like this. Yeah, right. We got some good comments in there, Clay. You can put some of them up. I know that.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on your comment, your other deal here.
Yeah, okay. Well, Marty
Yeah.
said politics has become a place P word can shoot off their mouth without fear of getting their rear ends kicked. I did that a little politically correct for you. So,
All right. I got this up, so I'm getting faster at this. So
Okay,
go.
here we go.
Here is the conversation.
Mr.
You
Nice
guys
Guy,
need to see
Mr.
this.
Independent.
There it is, right there. He said, "Think he'll run as someone who's not like you do, Tracy." And you're an asshole and an idiot, Jamie. So go f yourself. And of course, you
And my response
responded
to
in
him
kind.
was, "Same to you, you phony POS."
Yeah. Now isn't that the guy you want running? Isn't
Yep.
it? I mean, let's face it. Let's look what happened just in the Luke Simons thing last session, where he was accused falsely of some things. He got a little upset at some questions and rightfully so, some comments, and he basically told them to go, pound sand in a different way. And I can tell you, Luke doesn't talk like that, but that's where they pushed him, and they made a huge deal about that. So I hope that they're going to make a huge deal about what Tracy did here.
Tribune loves him too much. You know what? I tell you what, I wouldn't even dog the guy if he just came out and admitted he was a leftist, and the Democrats love him and endorse him and put him in positions of power all the time. I probably wouldn't even hardly dog the guy. But when you come out and everybody you're independent and you're not, you're a liar, man.
I'd have him. I'm sure you would too. But he can come on this show anytime he wants. He won't.
Anytime you want, Tracy.
But
you
he
want
can
to
sure come on.
Tell us how pro-gun you are and pro-constitution you are, and how middle of the road you are. You're welcome to come on. I'll even let you call me an idiot and an a-hole again, and I can go GFY myself if that makes you happy.
And this is exactly right. If you want to see crazy, call it leftists with facts, and then wait for it. That is so true, guys. I don't know how many times we've seen this happen. I've witnessed it a lot. In fact, remember when I was testifying on the Stand Your Ground bill?
Yeah.
Little leftist commie over there sitting on the other side of the room who was on the actual committee. She didn't like it when I started in on her. And she can just take her ass back to West Fargo, and cram it.
Not only that, we had crazy Susie Beeler, the stalker, make a little picture thing, meme thing there on Facebook about Marty and I when we were up there testifying.
That's right.
So I would say one more thing, and then we'll move on to our next thing to get out of politics. Tell you what, I can be an a-hole, and I might be an idiot, but I still got enough intelligence to sniff out a phony when I see one, Tracy, and you're a phony.
Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
You don't like that? Come on the show and prove us wrong.
Hey, you know what? I got to put this in here, guys. We got between 17 and 20 viewers tonight, which I'm feeling pretty good about that because there is a debate going on between Rick
and
Becker
Bucks and Bras.
And Bucks and Bras. That's right. There's Bucks and Bras going on at I don't know, some joint there in Bismarck. I'm not going to give them no free plug. When they pay us, we'll give them a plug.
Hey, they're kind of in the vicinity of Lauer Auto Repair, though. So.
Yeah, they are just up the road. But they got that going on, and then you got the debate going on with Rick Becker and Hovind and Hurricane Katrina. If you missed Friday's segment of the K-Fire Cafe with Daryl Lease, Jamie and I are on there, and they'd had Hurricane Katrina on, and we got her right. We got her named right. Hurricane Katrina.
Well, some guy actually named her, but we just
we just run with it.
Yeah.
And that woman is not pro Second Amendment.
No.
Go and catch the iHeart replay of the morning show, the Your Talk with Dan Elise and her, you'll see right away. Jamie
Yeah.
called in. I went back
I was
and
gonna say, you
replayed
might
that.
recognize the first caller, but
Yeah. I can't tell you what.
guy
That
was a
one
real
right
idiot
there,
and
he's
an
not
a-hole.
Second
So.
Amendment. All right. From there, we'll let you go. We'll let you move on now.
All right. Okay. So deer season's coming up a little closer, and Clay and I like to mix it up a little bit on the show and not just go politics or hunting or shooting. So,
Right.
I'm a big 223 guy, Clayton. What's your opinion on 220? You a fan? You not a fan? You take it or leave
For
it?
deer
You're
hunting?
cool. Just for anything. I mean,
For anything, you know what, I like to shoot the 224 bullet. I've shot
yeah.
out of the 223, ARs. I've shot, of course, the 5.56 out of an AR. That's just the NATO version of it.
Mhm.
I enjoy shooting it through a 22 250 or a 222. I bet you don't have a 222.
I do have one right behind
Do
me
you?
in the closet. Yeah.
Oh, you and me. We got the only two
Savage
around.
Model 10, first deer I ever killed with it. Mule deer in Dunn County, baby.
Mine's a
Billy Buck.
Remington 722, I believe. Remington model 722. My father-in-law got for me, and honestly, I like that round. But I mean, it lost. It let's face it. When the 223 came out, that was kind of the end of the 222. But
Yeah.
and then of course my Swift shoots the same bullet. Just we were pushing a little faster.
Mhm.
I guess nutshell, I got no issue with the 223.
Yeah.
I enjoy shooting it. I've got a bolt action as well. Actually, I got that sitting in the pickup right now. It's great on a Dogtown.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen it go to work there.
And you have to own one of them. And my preference is an AR that shoots 5.56 and
Right.
223.
You gotta have the NATO round, military round. Yeah.
Well, I got to own all the rounds that our enemies have. You just never know what you might need to do with them, and then you can keep fighting.
Right. 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 I was like a
I
7.62
like the
by
223,
51
and
through it.
I
Yeah.
can tell you right now, I shot a lot of deer growing up when I first learned with a 220 Swift. That's the only rifle I had. I
Mhm.
probably was a better hunter in that sense because I had to really take good shots. I did not want to wound a deer or any animal, antelope, whatever I was shooting at. And so I think shooting with them smaller calibers probably make you a better shooter as well.
So yeah, the reason I asked, I ran across an article, 7 best 223 loads for deer. It was in Field and Stream, and a lot of people don't think that that's an adequate deer round. And I've actually seen one of my buddies got one with his. Actually, it was my 223, but
Mm-hmm.
um, it was 140 yards to the lungs. It was a 55 grain Sierra boat tail soft point game king, which one of my reloads.
Right.
Not particularly fast, 28 something, but I mean the deer probably went, I don't know, maybe 80 yards. It was a mule deer buck.
Mm-hmm.
Dropped over, worked perfect. Now I'm not saying a 223 is good for longer range, but just to give you a comparison, I bet you most people would think, Clay, a 357. If a deer was standing in front of you, you could kill it pretty easy with that, right? 357 Magnum. So kind of
Yeah,
this,
I
right?
can tell you that's not as easy as you think.
Right, but I'm saying power wise, because I mean that's kind of
Oh,
the 357.
it's got power. I mean, it's
Yeah,
it's a handgun. So
but it's
you have
known
to
as
take that.
it's known as
But
the
you're right.
mass
Most people are
weapon.
going to think that, oh man, that's not
Right.
going to be a problem. I'll probably wreck the meat.
Yeah. So we'll
I'm
go.
guessing that's what you're getting at.
Yeah, what I'm getting at here is one of them people think is a killer, and it's got all kinds of power. A 357 Magnum.
Right.
So muzzle velocity point blank with 125 grain hollow point, you're getting 1,500 feet per second out of the muzzle with muzzle energy at 624. Right. So
Right.
I got a list of all these things. I'm just going to go through. I'm not going through, but I'm going to tell you right now. I'll look up standard. Like I said, my buddy used a 55 grainer. Okay.
Yep.
So we got a Barnes Vortex 55 grain velocity. With this is, I guarantee this, I have a 24-inch barrel, so I'll take 200
yeah.
off of it. So we'll go 3,000 feet per second, which 357 Magnum was 1,500. Muzzle energy on 357 was 624. On this 55 grainer, you're going 1,282 foot-pounds of energy. Right?
That's moving right
I
along.
mean, yeah, that's double. That's double what a 357 Magnum
Yep.
is. So
Yeah,
I mean, I wouldn't.
Shot placement is everything, as it should be, and if you're not thinking of that, then you probably better rethink your skills. I know guys that go hunting with 300 Remington Ultra Mag. Nothing wrong with that. but it's not because they're still taking ethical shots. They just want a cannon out there, and so that they make sure they get the shot. You know what I mean?
Well, my dad's killed numerous deer with his. Some people are probably the Mini 14. That's a 223. I mean, and he hasn't had a problem with it, but he's a pretty good shot. So it's
well, one of our listeners, Eric, he does shoot a 300 rum, and he loves the gun. He does a great job with it. He's one of them guys that he can take the long shots. And if you're taking them long shots, 223 is not going to be my choice.
No. I mean, if
But
you're
we're
going to
not
shoot
talking
prairie
that.
dogs, but yeah, deer size game. I mean, I'm saying if I'm going to shoot one at 200,
He
like
just
let's say I
chimed
got to
in.
shoot. If I got to, yeah. If, I'm going to go with one of these heavier bullets. Like let's just say, like this. Okay, Winchester 64 grain power point. Everybody knows a power point's a gray box soft point. So out of that 64 grainer going that's going 3,000 to, let's just say you got a 20-inch barrel, you're going about 2,900, and the muzzle energy is going to be about 1,200. That I would probably, that bigger bullet, take a crack. I mean, 200, if I was confident, which I definitely am with a 223 at 200 yards, I could probably shoot it right through the head with that. But a long shot with that will still kill him. I mean, but I wouldn't go much farther than 200.
No, 200. And like I said, I have used them. I've used my Swift. I've used a 22 250 because they're all legal. At least they were.
Well, yeah. So before you say that, I'll let you go on. But it's legal. Where do I got it written down here? In 39 of 46 states that allow rifles for deer hunting. Yeah. So in 39 states, not all 50 do allow rifle because
you go to parts of Minnesota, you can't use a rifle. You have to use a slug because there's so many people, and let's just say they have trouble hitting their targets, I guess.
Yeah, but yeah, in 39 states, it is illegal to hunt with a 223. So, which a lot of people don't think is, but it is.
A lot of people don't. I mean, it's just like okay, I went elk hunting, and I took my 270 because I'm very familiar with that gun. We've talked about that. Not enough at all.
Not for elk.
And I studied the loads, made the load, got the load ready, and it would have definitely done the job. Unfortunately, I didn't get the time. I didn't get the opportunity to take that shot. But again, guys, it's about distance and your skills.
Yeah.
If you got the right bullets and you puncture or you shoot the right places, that deer is going down. It's just like you can shoot a person with a 22 and it will do the job. But maybe you prefer something with a little more power. It's kind of preference. But if you're adequate with that rifle, use the rifle that you are most comfortable and the most successful with.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Kevin, he's killed several with 240. 243 is an awesome deer round too.
243 is a great round. I have a 6mm, Kevin, as well.
Eric
Same
does
bullet.
220. What bullet you use with that on a 223, Eric? I'm curious, but
yeah, I bet Eric's using 55.
But you know what, Clay? I've seen deer more than one occasion take off when the big 7mm mag hammer hits them, and they don't hit them good. They don't hit them good, and the thing
they don't hit them good.
Yeah.
Or they, and this isn't everybody, guys, but I see it often out here. You got your road hunters, they drive around, they jump the deer, even on the public land, get out and fire these cannons and hit a leg or hit a shoulder, and then want to come to you, to your private land because, he dropped over there. Well, no crap. I just saw you take 10,000 shots at it from the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's the difference. They get a big cannon, and again, and we've talked about this many, many times. Get on a range, get behind your gun, and shoot it.
Yep.
Learn how to shoot it. Shoot it often, and you'll find out that it don't take a big, powerful gun. If you want to shoot one, knock yourself. Again, I got a 338 Win Mag sitting over here. That would I shoot a deer with it? Yes, I have. I shot a mule deer with it, mainly because I hadn't used that gun yet, and I don't want to own a gun that I haven't shot yet.
Yeah. Well, Marty's got a comment. Many deer gave their lifeblood up to his 22 250 Saco. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. I mean, that 22 250s. My dad's
love
killed
that round.
Too. Yeah.
Yeah. And funny though, that seems to be the round that is elusive to me. I have owned several 22 250s, loved them all, but something happens where I trade it off. That's the one caliber for whatever reason. I today don't have one in my collection because I traded it off.
I did too, because for whatever reason, Clay, I had two of them and I sucked shooting both of them. I couldn't. I have no explanation for that. But
Oh, I had good luck with them. My favorite was the Montana rifle I had, and great gun, accurate gun, loved it. But again, I traded it. I don't know why I do it. When I go look at my guns and I want to trade something, that's the caliber I grab for some reason. And I imagine it's because I have a 223 and a 222 and a 220 Swift. I've got everything else. So
there's just so much more ammo. I mean, if you're not reloading for it, there's just so much more to have and options for it and bullet options. And but I mean, next Wednesday we'll have a bunch of more deer stuff too, because that's going to be a couple days before deer opener. And I mean, I'm ready to talk deer hunting. And I got a doe tag. I got a muley doe tag, but some of my buddies got a muley buck tags. My cousins do, and my dad, my uncle. So I'm really looking forward to deer season. It should be awesome. I mean, I've seen some nice bucks. So
me and the boys each got a deer tag. Of course, we got gratis tags here. We own the land, so we get our gratis tag. And I can tell you right now, the whitetail died out around here. Kind of harsh. We've seen a few others.
Yeah.
A lot of mule deer here. And when I was talking to you earlier today, what did I see?
Yeah. I was listening to you. You were getting me excited. I'm like, dang.
There's a 3x2. If anyone can come here, and I saw him today, but it's not season. I need him out of the herd because he's polluting the herd. All he is 3x2. He's a big 3x2, but that's all he's ever going to be.
So
I want to get him. That's who I want.
So next week I want to. I do got an article I'm going to save. We're going to talk about this week. Okay. We're going to have enough time, but it is talking about like can you clear the herd out? Which I'm not sure. I believe in when they say you really can't do that. I'm not a believer. I think you can. Okay, there, Eric. See, that's what I'm talking about. He's using the 64 grain Winchester. Yeah, that's exactly. What we got, Lynette? Those are great meat season. There's no more room on the walls. Oh, I've been at your place, Lynette. There's plenty of room for Dougie's bucks. Come on now.
No, you know what? You can manage a herd. You can.
I think you can.
I've done it.
We'll hit it next week.
Yep. And just a quick reference is we didn't hardly have any decent. Had a lot of small bucks around here. When I come back from being on the road and working for NRA. Yeah. So I kind of started trying to manage that, take out the crappy genetics, and also part of big deer is nutrition. Put out some things out there that they need during the summer. When I started doing that, and my buddy Scott Buckmeyer, Scott, yep. He's the one that and he learned this from Keith Warren and kind of told me the mix of mineral and salt, what to do, and put it out there, and it made a difference. And for 2 years in a row, I took some damn nice whitetails.
Yeah,
but
I see you do have some nice ones.
And you can ask Eric. We had some nice ones coming up. We did some coyote hunting after that last one, and I mean there was some nice deer coming in the sheds I found. So, but they'll come back. We'll get them back.
Well, Eric, I tell you what, I do got a ton of Sierras. I got Bowtail Hollow Point Game Kings and Soft Point Bowtail Game Kings. If you want to do some horse trading for a box, I'm in, buddy. Whatever your flavor is there. I actually got some 62 grain Soft Point Bowtails too. But so Clay, we're running a little short on time, but we're gonna have to hit this one here. More evidence that gun control activists hate armed citizens. Okay. Oh boy, yeah, this is gonna be a good one right here. So we can actually work the happy ending in with this story. Okay.
Go for it.
So, in Channelview, Texas, a woman, a 12-year-old boy, and two 17-year-old boys were at home when around 10:40 a.m., three scumbag, lowlife, armed, quote, men wearing masks forced their way into the house. According to the local media, one of the 17-year-old boys grabbed a shotgun and fired at the intruders. Here's where the happy ending comes in. Two of the armed criminals died at the scene while the third one fled the home.
Perfect.
Happy ending is two of those scumbags are dead. I wish he'd have got the third. So the NRA comes out, right? And the sheriff involved was, hey, kid did the right thing, did a great thing. Nothing's going to happen to him. NRA came out, and said another instance of a good guy with a gun. That's how you stop bad guys with the gun, right? So Shannon Watts, kind of attractive, but her beliefs are ugly. Moms demand confiscation. She's the face and the voice of them, right?
I love. You got to say that again. What was that? Mom's what?
Moms demand confiscation.
There you go. Yeah, perfect.
Yeah. So Watts, in response, tweeted this, that the NRA is celebrating a child, all in capital, being forced to shoot and kill 2 intruders their organization is helping arm is effing sick. So this crazy Katrina would have rather had everybody in the house killed by the 3 intruders than a kid take a shotgun. And so how can your mind be
Yeah.
that twisted?
Well, because it's all about the narrative and the agenda. You know, and we lost a hell of a man when Rush died, but I always remember him talking about how it's their religion. And it kind of is when you think about
Yep.
their thoughts, their beliefs, and what they do. It's their religion. They believe it so deeply that reason doesn't even come within the realm of even thought. To sit and say, nope, they did a bad thing. They should have just died. I mean, that's what basically she's saying.
Yeah.
And it's all about the narrative.
You got people in a house that did nothing and they break in and she's pissed off that the NRA's happy that they used a gun to defend themselves. I mean, she'd have been pissed if he'd have whipped out a sword or a crossbow or anything and killed him because they think you should just lay down and take what you get. That is the leftist train of thought.
Absolutely. They don't want you to be able to defend yourself or do anything for yourself. I mean, that's, and this is there's a big rabbit hole I could go down here, but in a nutshell, the ideology is you are supposed to look to them, the elitists, the government, whatever you want to call them, for everything. Don't think for yourself.
Yeah.
Do as you're told, and we'll take care of you.
And who's going to get there and save these people when they three big,
Nobody.
Whatever grown men, I say men quotes because they're scumbags, but they
Right.
broke the door in, and 2 17-year-olds and a 10-year-old and a woman, they were going to come in there and who knows, have their way with the woman and kill everybody in there, and that was it. I mean, but instead they got treated to a little happy ending story.
They
Shoddy. Hey, what's she mad about? Anyways, Joe said that's what you're supposed to use, right?
Yeah, that was the perfect gun. He
Shotgun?
said, just use a shotgun. That's all you need.
No joke.
And they
It was
did.
a pump. I said a double barrel.
Double barrel. Can I smell your hair? We had to make a little fun of Joe.
Head and
didn't we?
shoulders. Yeah.
Oh.
So let's give our sponsor one more plug here, and then let's do some closing statements here. I got a few things to say, and I'm
Absolutely.
quite certain you do, Clayton.
Oh, me? All right,
Yeah,
here we
no,
go.
what? Lauer Auto Repair, 309 South Washington Street. That's right here in Bismarck. Doug and the boys, that's a pro Second Amendment shop. Anybody out watching this show is pro Second Amendment. You don't want to give your money to somebody who's not pro Second Amendment. They might be nice people. They might run a good shop. Doug and his boys run a great shop. They treat you right, fair pricing. They get your job done quick, and it's going to a pro Second Amendment shop. Deer season coming up. Get that hunting rig in there. Get that baby tuned up. Doug will get that thing humming like a kitten for you, and you can go through, and all you got to have to worry about is filling that tag and getting that big buck.
All right.
on.
And again, thanks to Doug and the crew there. And it is a Second Amendment shop.
Yeah.
I know that I know one thing. I'm going to be taking my big 1 ton, and he figures he can take out that leveler kit and that damn lift
that's
kit
right.
that's in that.
Yeah,
thing.
you got the oil rig looking truck there you want.
Yeah. We're going to get it looking like it should again. So, yeah, I'm taking it up to him and having it do it.
Yeah, and again, if you guys go in there, let the boys at Lauer Auto know you appreciate them being a Second Amendment auto repair shop, and you really appreciate them supporting our show like this because without them guys, it's going to be hard for Clay and I to keep going. And we got some other people that are maybe going to get on board with us, but we need you guys' help. We keep needing your support, and we're going to keep rolling with this. So, but like I said, next week we're going to go heavy. Probably heavy deer hunting, Clayton, right?
I think so. I think that's it is that time of the year. So, and I know that we're going to try to do a few things here when deer season rolls around. You and I talked about it today.
Yep.
Where I go make a trip up there, and maybe we'll get a little videoing done. That'll be my sole purpose: do a little videoing, and maybe even do a little live while we're up there. I think it'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, it'd be awesome. But and we'll talk some deer hunting. What kind of rifles we're going to use, and
I bet I'm taking my 270.
Hey, I actually got 2 options because I got a muley doe tag for rifle, and I still got a bow tag with the crossbow. So
there we go.
I tell you what, when that rut starts and them big bucks get dumb, that crossbow was 60 yards. I mean, I'm gonna lace you.
Eric mentioned he's got a bow tag, and Eric, we're gonna try. If you got a weekend that you're not on call, that boy's been he showed up, and he's been running the border, so he is sometimes over there on Mitch's land, and I'm sure Mitch will be okay with it. I'll call and make sure, but I do think we got to try and get him out of the herd. So yeah, if you want to take a whack at him with your bow, I'm good with that.
Do a live smoking. Hey, I'd love to do it if I'm in the right spot.
We will.
I will have service, or Clay will get it on video, or somebody I will. And I mean, like I said, my buddies and my uncle and cousins got some buck tags. I'm hoping to get some of them on. I don't know about a live, but definitely a video.
We'll definitely do what we'll try it, Eric. It just kind of depends on service up there.
Yeah, and this
That's
weekend,
Old Valley area.
And this weekend, I know my buddy Trav's coming up. He's got a buck tag. We're going to do a review on his Tika light tactical rifle 308. We're going to do some shooting. We'll shoot some groups with that, and we'll probably out to 600 yards. We'll drop some warheads on foreheads there at 600. That's some Sierra bullets too there, Eric. Those soft point 150 grain soft point boat tails. So
perfect.
Game Kings. Yeah. And my buddy Wyatt and his wife Tammy are coming up, so we're gonna probably do a little review with this 357 handgun as well, and Magnum revolver, and hopefully get some more pheasant footage for you. I actually got some good stuff from opening day for Clay, but I didn't have the mic turned on, so he's gonna have to do his editing mastery there and put some tunes to it.
We'll put some tunes to it, and
you said I got some good footage, right? Okay,
you did, and of course I want to really remind everybody. Of course, we got the website now, www.gunsand701.com. Encourage you guys to go there. We do have different tabs there now for uploads, our live shows that we've done, our sponsors, some photos. Send us your photos. If you need to, and I guess I can put that up here, but it's just Jamie at gunsand701.com or Clay at 701 gunsand701.com. Send us your pictures and we'll definitely post them. We'd love to hear from you. Or if you have got the leather koozies ordered, they are in. I know we kind of told everybody what was there. Some have sent money already, but go ahead and message us like you did before, and we'll make sure we get those out to you. So I think just about everybody's paid up on it. And we do have a couple extras if anyone's interested. We still got them for $30 a piece. And I don't know if we'll make any more in the near future. Not that they weren't bad.
And if we ain't around in a year, you got a collector's item.
There you go.
Hey, Mom, thanks for listening. Oh, speaking of that, my mom's comment reminded me, Clay and I may or may not be doing a live from the NRA banquet Friday, right, Clayton? It all depends on your little man there, right?
Kind of depends on some things. My youngest, he was at the doctor today, so I heard him come in here while we're doing the show. So hoping there's some good news there. Evidently he's home, so that's got to be a good thing. They did check for appendicitis. We don't have, that's not the issue. So that's a good thing as well. So I'm just hoping it was something kind of simple and just help him get over it.
We'll see how it's going tomorrow with him, and Clay we'll discuss it, and if we're gonna do it, we'll post it on our social media. So, hey, one shot cap, don't worry. When I get that doe, it's gonna be the 223 55 grain soft point directly between the ears, my man. Yeah, so, crossbow not so much. As a big muley, I mean, it's going to go somewhere in the vitals. I'm not going to try to get cute with that. If it's that's the only way I'm using that bow tag. It's either going to be a huge mule deer, or it's going to be a mule deer with like a big 3x2 crazy antlers or something.
There's one other thing I want to plug though. Is guys, we're at 985 subscribers. We are 15 on away YouTube from making 1,000 subscribers on YouTube, and that's kind of important because it allows us to do more things. We don't make money yet, but that's not real. I mean, we'd like to, but really we do this because we want to get our message out and about freedom and guns and Second Amendment. But that kind of is a big number to reach on there, especially in the amount of time we've done it, basically 13 weeks. So if you can, go to YouTube, subscribe if you haven't. I know a lot of people are watching it. I see the volume on there, but it's not turning into subscription. So we really want to encourage you to just do the Commie Google account. That's how you got to do it. I think is because they own them now, and subscribe, and then share it with your friends. Get them to subscribe.
Sharing's the key, guys. I mean,
sharing's the key.
I know it sucks, and you're probably thinking some people see it and like, oh God, he's sharing this. Well, some people are going to say that no matter what. But
Yeah.
hey, without you guys, before me and Clay try any advertising stuff, you guys are the key for getting the word out for us. It's
Yeah.
that simple. It's that simple. We need your help. I mean, that's
It's
just how it is.
It's been good. It's been a fun ride, guys. I mean, in a short period
Yeah.
of time, we've done quite a bit here. We appreciate all the support, and we're going to keep doing it. And we'll see where this goes. We do got new decals. Jamie's got them up there. They
Oh
have
yeah.
the new logo up there, and get a hold of him. They're $5 each. Like I said, we're not UNICEF. We gave
So
out the first one.
I didn't notice buddy Dave Weigel on there. He was D-Wiggy. I didn't know that was him. I talked to his wife
Oh,
today
okay.
at one of the dental offices. Hey, you're welcome, Dave. Thank you for tuning in. I
Awesome.
appreciate
Yeah.
that, buddy.
Appreciate
He's
you.
a,
Yeah.
Dave's a great American. He's a big right-wing MVE like we are. So
Awesome.
yeah.
I'm gonna put this up. Here's our little logo. That's what the sticker looks like, except the new
Yep.
ones where they got the website on the back on them as well.
Yeah.
So that's what they look like. The
I would
koozies, of
recommend
course.
trimming around like closer to the North Dakota thing. I think it
Right.
looks better, but if you want to put the whole one on there, I'm not gonna. We're selling the other ones. I do have a few left. I'll give away like the ones behind my head here. Which
This
are
one here.
sweet too.
This is
Yeah.
the other one. Yep.
Yep. Those I'm still giving some of those. Clay and I are giving those away, but the other ones, which did cost a little more, and they're 4-year vinyl on them. I mean, they'll last you a long time. We're selling those for
They're good
$5,
stickers.
so we're gonna make a few dollars on them. But I mean,
And
yeah.
here's what we're working on now. So these are going to be a neoprene one.
Yeah.
We just ordered a new machine. As you can see, we got the new logo and the old logo.
You got the backside of that too, Clayton?
I do. Here's going to be the backside. And yes, the hunting gnomes are available. Otherwise, we put the Second Amendment on there.
I like the hunting gnomes myself too.
Well, we might have to do that for
Christmas
you.
is coming, man. I'm telling you, these things are going to they're sweet.
Yep, they are. And right now, don't start sending messages you need them yet, because we're just getting set up, guys. We ordered a bigger machine. We're setting up here in the basement, and going to be able to mass produce this stuff. So yeah, just give us a little time to get it all set up. And then we're going to be able to do t-shirts. We're going to experiment with caps. We can put actually the logo on anything you want. If you got a shirt already, get it to one of us. We'll put it on there, and otherwise we will be selling them eventually. So, and the idea is to have a Guns in the 701 store on our website. We got the capability. We just got to get it set up. So.
Okay, yeah, we got the beer bottles.
Eric,
we got the taller cans.
We got the taller cans. I don't remember if we got the beer bottle ones, but
so here's the thing with the taller cans. I mean, a lot of people will say, that's like.
And we did get some of them in.
Like you drink White Claw.
If you got a White Claw, you can have one.
Yeah. Guess what? Look at the beer. Look at the alcohol content on White Claw. It's more than your Bud Light. So it's
definitely more than Busch Light.
Yeah, I don't drink White Claw. I don't mind them, but up on the river up here, there's a lot of people, and the younger kids are drinking these things called bubblers, and that is non-alcoholic. It's like a fruity drink thing,
But yeah, we are getting into some different things here, and we will be offering them. But this all takes time, and and like I said, we're footing the bill on this ourselves.
Whiskey bottle koozie.
You know what? For Axe, you know what?
Yeah.
We might be able to help you out there.
You know what? He wants one. If he has too many, and Lynette wants to hit him over the head, so he get a little cushion when you.
Oh my goodness!
So I'd also say add this in there before we go. If you have friends who you think would be interested in this, and they don't want to watch, I don't have time to sit down. I'm working. Well, guess what? We're on podcasts. We're on iHeart, Spotify. Yes. Apple iTunes,
Amazon
Google has a thing. I noticed we have people listening to our podcast from Google. We got a whole list of them on there. Just go on your favorite podcast thing and search it, because our man T put us on all kinds of podcast sites. So we're out there. That's it's and iHeart for whatever reason. After we posted, it takes them a while, but
it takes.
But I mean, that is I did look. That is the number one thing where we're getting ours, and I think Apple was second or third.
Second, I think,
yeah. Hey, Brian, he wants to be a guinea pig. So me too, Brian. We'll both be. I'll tell you what. I'm looking for. Me and Clay were talking today. I'm going to get like the low crown ones. I like the hat to sit right on my head, and like Clay said, some guys got a bigger melon. That's just the way it is. I'm kind of a pinhead, so we'll
And,
get both kinds going.
heck, my wife was trying it out on her dish towels. That looks kind of cool now, having them hanging in the house.
Yeah. Well, my daughter did actually get some ordered. So
Did
when
she?
you're up
Okay.
here next week, I forgot to send it to you, but yeah, it's
Yep.
white. Yeah, she's all jacked up. She said she's going to wear it to school and throw it in her duffel bag so she doesn't get in trouble.
Well, my son wore his, and I didn't hear a word. Of course, I
Yeah,
figured I
yeah.
would.
Yeah, I love it. It's awesome.
So,
All
all
right,
right, guys.
Clayton.
Well, we got a lot of things coming and happening. I can tell you right now, I got to get past this election. For those of you who don't know, I'm running for the county commissioner here in our county, and even that little race has been time consuming. So we get past this election, then we can. I'm looking forward to deer season because by that time, election will pretty
Yeah.
much be done, and
Be
I can
awesome.
concentrate on having fun.
Yeah, damn right. Do some coyote hunting and all right. Well,
All
yeah,
right.
with that, I guess let's sign off. We appreciate
Yeah.
you guys. We appreciate our sponsor, Lauer Auto Repair. Hope you guys come back. If you're a first time listener, please please pass a message on about our show. We appreciate that. Either this or like I said on the podcast, every little bit helps us. I'll promise you that. Thank you, Kevin.
Thanks,
Appreciate
Kevin.
you,
We
buddy.
appreciate it. Hey, hopefully that Fetterman guy saw his debate. Hopefully he don't win.
You
I
mean
hope all his beats
phallus
is
with
done.
ears?
Phallus with ears, yeah. So in Pennsylvania. But, all right, guys. I don't know if their debate is done here on PBS with Becker
Yeah,
and
who
Hovind
cares?
and Hurricane,
We're
but
here.
we're here. But if you want to watch that, maybe
Yeah.
tune in now. So okay,
All right.
thanks again, guys. We'll be live again for sure next Wednesday, but there is a possibility here the 28th if things go right. If nothing else, Jamie and I will be up there a little bit before the banquet. So I think the doors open at what,
Yep.
5:30? I don't even remember.
Yeah, we'll post it on our social media
Yep.
whether if we're going to be there. So stay tuned
right.
on Facebook, YouTube, or our website, gunsandthe701.com. We'll have the information up there for you guys. If you go and we're there, looking forward to talking to you. Swing by. We'll have the banner up, and we're in our G&T 701 gear, baby.
All right. Thanks again,
All right,
guys.
Blake.
Keep
Yeah.
your powder dry. We'll see you next week.
Right on.